Hi everyone, welcome to our YouTube channel Listen English Story with GKS. Story 1. A lion in jungle. Once upon a time, in the heart of a dense jungle, there lived a fierce lion. He was known as the king of the jungle, and all the animals feared him. The lion was proud and arrogant, and he believed that he was the strongest and most powerful of all the creatures in the jungle. One day, while out hunting for his next meal, the lion stumbled upon a group of hunters. The hunters had set traps all around the jungle, and many animals had already fallen prey to their vicious traps. The lion knew that he needed to act fast to save his fellow animals. With his powerful roar, the lion warned the animals of the hunter's presence and urged them to stay away from the traps. He also devised a plan to defeat the hunters. He waited until nightfall and then crept up on the hunters' camp. With a mighty roar, he scared the hunters and caused them to flee from the jungle. The animals were overjoyed by the lion's bravery and heroism. They had never seen such a display of courage before, and they began to look up to the lion as their protector and leader. Over time, the lion began to change. He realized that his strength and power were not the only things that mattered in the jungle. He learned to be more humble and kind to the other animals, and he became a true leader, always looking out for the well-being of his fellow creatures. Years passed, and the lion grew old and weak. One day, while out hunting for food, he stumbled upon a group of hunters who were more vicious and dangerous than any he had ever encountered. Despite his age and weakness, the lion knew that he needed to protect the animals from the hunters. With a fierce determination, the lion attacked the hunters, fighting with all his might. Though he was wounded and weak, he managed to defeat the hunters and save the animals from harm. The animals mourned the lion's passing, but they knew that he had left behind a legacy of bravery, courage, and selflessness. They erected a statue of him in the jungle as a tribute to his memory, and they told stories of his heroic deeds for generations to come. The lion had become a legend in the jungle, and his legacy would live on forever. As the years went by, the animals in the jungle continued to tell stories of the lion's bravery and heroism. They shared his stories with their young ones and passed on the lessons of courage and selflessness that the lion had taught them. One day, a new lion came to the jungle. He was strong and powerful, but he was also arrogant and proud. The animals were afraid of him, as he reminded them of the old lion before he had learned to be kind and humble. The new lion demanded that all the animals bow down to him and accept him as their ruler. He began to terrorize the animals, and he even killed some of them just for fun. The animals knew they needed to act fast to protect themselves and their young ones. They remembered the stories of the old lion, who had protected them and looked out for their well-being. They decided to tell the new lion about the old lion and the lessons he had taught them. They shared stories of his bravery and heroism and how he had changed his ways to become a kind and just leader. The new lion was moved by the stories and realized that he had been wrong to terrorize the animals. He asked the animals to forgive him and promised to change his ways. Over time, the new lion began to learn from the old lion's legacy. He became more humble and kind to the other animals, and he began to protect and look out for their well-being. The animals began to respect him and accept him as their leader. And so, the legacy of the old lion lived on, teaching future generations the importance of bravery, selflessness, and kindness. The jungle remained a safe and peaceful place for all the animals, and they lived happily ever after. Story 2. A lion in a village. Once upon a time, there was a lion who lived in a jungle near a village. This lion was known for being fierce and powerful, and the villagers were afraid of him. They would often hear him roaring at night, and feared that he might attack their homes or their animals. One day, the lion decided to explore the village and see what was happening there. As he walked through the village, the villagers saw him and started running away in fear. The lion, feeling proud of his power, chased after them. But one brave villager, named Ravi, decided to stand up to the lion. He picked up a stick and started shouting and waving it at the lion. The lion, surprised by Ravi's bravery, stopped in his tracks. Ravi looked into the lion's eyes and spoke to him in a calm and confident voice. He told the lion that the villagers didn't want to harm him, and that they were afraid of him because of his reputation. Ravi also told the lion about the harm he was causing to the villagers' livestock. The lion, who had never been spoken to in this way before, was taken aback by Ravi's courage and honesty. He began to see things from the villagers' perspective and realized that he had been causing harm. Ravi and the lion continued to talk, and Ravi even offered to help the lion find food in the jungle instead of attacking the villagers' animals. The lion, grateful for Ravi's kindness and understanding, agreed to this arrangement. From that day on, the lion and Ravi became friends. Ravi would bring food from the village for the lion, and the lion would protect the village from other animals that might cause harm. The villagers were amazed by Ravi's bravery and his ability to befriend the lion. They began to see the lion in a new light and realized that he wasn't just a fierce predator, but a creature that could be reasoned with and understood. Over time, the lion became known as the protector of the village. The villagers would often see him roaming around the village, watching over them and keeping them safe. And so, the lion and Ravi's friendship became a legend in the village, and the villagers learned that sometimes, the bravest thing one can do is to stand up to one's fears and try to understand them. As time passed, the lion and Ravi's friendship only grew stronger. Ravi would often visit the lion in the jungle, bringing him food and sharing stories of the village and its people. One day, while Ravi was visiting the lion, he noticed that the lion looked sad and troubled. Ravi asked him what was wrong, and the lion confided in him that he had been feeling lonely and isolated in the jungle. Ravi immediately came up with an idea to bring the lion back to the village, where he could be among people and other animals. He knew that the villagers had grown to trust and respect the lion, and that they would be happy to have him in their midst. The lion was hesitant at first, fearing that the villagers might still be afraid of him. But Ravi assured him that he would be with him every step of the way, and that the villagers would welcome him with open arms. And so, the lion and Ravi set out towards the village. As they approached, the villagers saw them and recognized the lion as their protector. They cheered and welcomed him, and even offered him a place to stay in the village. The lion was amazed by the villagers' kindness and hospitality. He realized that he had misjudged them, and that they had truly accepted him as one of their own. From that day on, the lion became a beloved member of the village. He would often be seen walking around with Ravi, visiting the villagers and playing with the other animals. And so, the lion's journey from a feared predator to a beloved member of the village became a testament to the power of understanding, friendship, and acceptance. Story 3. A lion in vast Africa. Once upon a time, there lived a young lion named Leo in the vast African savanna. Leo was known to be a brave and courageous lion, but he was also very curious about the world outside his territory. He would often wander off into unknown areas, hoping to explore and discover new things. One day, as Leo was exploring a new area, he stumbled upon a deep, dark cave. Being the curious lion that he was, Leo decided to venture into the cave to see what he could find. As he went deeper and deeper into the cave, Leo noticed that it was getting darker and more treacherous with each step he took. Suddenly, Leo heard a loud growl coming from behind him. He quickly turned around and saw a massive, ferocious lion staring back at him. Leo had never seen a lion like this before, and he knew that he was in grave danger. The massive lion roared, and Leo knew that he had no chance of winning a fight against such a powerful predator. Instead of fighting, Leo decided to use his wit and intelligence to outsmart the other lion. Leo started talking to the other lion, telling him about his adventures and how he was looking for a new home. The other lion was surprised to hear Leo speak, and he was intrigued by his stories. Leo continued talking, distracting the other lion and slowly inching towards the entrance of the cave. As soon as Leo saw an opportunity, he darted towards the exit, running as fast as he could. The other lion quickly realized what Leo was doing and started chasing him. But Leo was fast and nimble, and he managed to outrun the other lion. After running for what felt like hours, Leo finally reached a safe place. He was exhausted but relieved to have escaped from the other lion. From that day on, Leo learned the importance of using his wit and intelligence instead of just his strength. Leo continued to explore the vast savanna, but he was always careful to avoid any danger. He had learned a valuable lesson that day, and he was determined to use his knowledge to become an even stronger and braver lion. Leo's reputation as a wise and cunning lion quickly spread throughout the savanna. Many animals sought his advice and looked up to him as a leader. Leo was always happy to help others and provide guidance whenever he could. One day, a group of young lions approached Leo, seeking his advice on how to become strong and brave like him. Leo was touched by their sincerity and decided to take them under his wing. He taught them everything he knew about hunting, survival, and leadership. Under Leo's guidance, the young lions grew strong and fearless. They roamed the savanna, hunting together and protecting their territory from other predators. Leo watched proudly as the young lions became respected members of the savanna. As the years passed, Leo grew old and eventually became too weak to hunt. But the young lions that he had mentored were now strong enough to take care of him. They brought him food and protected him from danger, showing their gratitude for all that Leo had done for them. Eventually, Leo passed away, but his legacy lived on. The young lions that he had mentored continued to protect their territory and help others in need. And whenever they faced a difficult situation, they would remember Leo's wisdom and courage, knowing that his spirit was still with them. The savannah became a better place because of Leo, and his story became a legend that was passed down from generation to generation. Even today, lions in the savannah are known to be wise and courageous, just like Leo was. If you're looking for a fun and effective way to improve your English, subscribe to our channel, Listen English Story with GKS.